Hello, everybody. This is Howard, the Teaser King, coming to you with week 4 of the NFL. This is Sunday, game day. Let me try to get the light down. I got a light right over my head. So this is game day. So let me know if there's any questions or games that you'd like to know about. Had one lot going today and a few other strong plays. I had Cincinnati in a teaser on Thursday, which won, fortunately, which is why we pay teasers. My brother always would tease me about it, and he'd go, well, you know, the team would win by 40, and he'd go, you don't need the teaser. Well, games like Cincinnati where you're laying 1 or 1.5, and they win by a field goal, then I would always go, well, I needed the teaser there. And it's a hell of a lot easier to pick the games after the game's done than before. So let's talk any news. Looks like Fields is starting for Chicago, so I took Detroit plus the 9. The under is probably good too at 41.5 down to 47.5 because I don't see where they're going to score. But the Lions will probably screw that up. They'll probably score more and let Fields look like a superstar. So not, should be an under game, but it's a small under, but definitely the Lions, which I never play. But I'm playing against Fields here. He just, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm waiting on Carson Wentz, but judging by the line going from up to 2.5, I think Wentz is probably not playing, but I can't get a read on it, so I don't have the TV on. So if anybody sees it, I go on a few websites and try to find it, but it sounds like it's a game day decision. Dalvin Cook from Minnesota is playing, apparently. I don't know how long he'll play, but he's playing, and that line on Cleveland went from Cleveland -1. There's a few Minnesota -1s, so we'll see. Let's see. Carolina, McCaffrey's out, that we know. I definitely like Dallas in that game. I think Dallas I don't know how good Carolina is, so this will be a good test, but I think Dallas looks good. Let's see who else. Looks like Lamar Jackson is going to play for Baltimore. He hurt his back, apparently, and the spread's been going Baltimore -1, Denver -1. There's now Denver -1, but it looks like Lamar Jackson is playing. And, again, Denver doesn't have their wide receivers. Judy and Hamler are out. Serious injuries. Of course, all the Baltimore injuries. So, probably – I don't know. This is a spot where Baltimore as a dog is usually a good play and a teaser. Hard to say. Denver's very good this year, so we'll see how the receiver injuries affect them. Again, Tampa Bay, Brady going home, revenge on his mind, and then San Diego, Oakland on Monday night. So, quick look at the trends. Detroit, Chicago. These are games where they play each other in the same division. Detroit, Chicago, the last 5 games have been close, leading to me wanting Detroit 9, especially against Fields. Arizona, LA. LA's won the last 8. So if you're thinking of playing Arizona, if you could tease LA, more than likely LA will win the game. Seattle, Frisco, it's all Seattle in this matchup. I don't know how far back, but at least 7 or 8 games. Seattle owns the Niners. Seattle is a great road dog, so this is a really good Seattle play. And Oakland, San Diego, the Dogs won the last 5, so they've been close games. Oakland, again, 3-0. San Diego has the 1 loss to Dallas, but they both look pretty good this year. I'm not worried about Oakland. In the pros, you don't worry about the travel or anything like that. So it's definitely an Oakland play. The best team in a teaser, if you play them today, are Tampa Bay, Miami. Although, yeah, with Brissett, they're even better. Buffalo, uh, Kansas City, New Orleans. But New Orleans is all Breeze stats. The play against teams, so you bet against them in a teaser. San Diego, the Jets, Houston, Jacksonville, we already did because they played Thursday. The Giants, the Lions, and Indy in Atlanta. So there's a lot of bad teams that don't cover versus the good teams are changing. Any questions on any games? Let me know. Quick look at the lines. Washington moved to -2, 47. Chicago moved to 2.5, 41.5. Tennessee's down to 6, 45, and that's because of the injuries on Tennessee. But the key injuries, Henry, Tannehill are playing. This is probably down because of Julio Jones, but he's always injured. I don't think that really matters. For Tennessee, the other receivers, the NFL, the other receivers are good receivers. So as long as Henry is playing and Tannehill, I like Tennessee here. Like I said, Cleveland and Minnie, you can get a -1 with either team, 51.5 over under. Miami was up to 2.5. Part of it's because Brissett's playing, and part of it is Wentz with the ankles. Can he go the whole game? Their backup's terrible. Dallas, Carolina. Dallas is -4.5, over under 51.5. And again, McCaffrey's out for Carolina. Dallas has a lot of lineman injuries, but that's easy to replace. It's a lot easier to fix linemen than it is to fix your, Elliott, Prescott, the receivers. That's different. But if linemen are out, they bring in different linemen. They get a chance to play. You can get them from school, so not a problem. New Orleans and the Giants. New Orleans laying 7, over under 42. Jones against Winston. KC's -7 to Philly, over under 54.5. Mahomes against Hurst. Buffalo is 17.5, 47, which is kind of strange. It's such a big number, but so low. Again, Mills against Allen, and Mills, they'll be like, Houston will be lucky to score 10 points in the game. The Rams are -4. That's down from, it was 6, then it went to 4.5. Now it's 4, 54.5. Murray against Stafford. Frisco's down to 2.5, 52 against Seattle. Wilson and Garoppolo. Baltimore, Denver. Denver is a -1. I think you can get it even if you're interested in taking Denver plus the 6, over under 44. Jackson against Bridgewater. Like I say, dozens of injuries on Baltimore. And when you look at the injury sheet, it's like it just goes. There's probably 25 guys. But you got to watch the date. If they're July or August injuries, then it doesn't matter. The team's already adjusted. It's when you get to the big names. Like I say, as long as Lamar Jackson plays, the running backs are all out and everything else. Pitt and Green Bay. Green Bay's down to a 6. Don't know why. Roethlisberger and Rodgers. Tampa Bay, New England. Well, the Green Bay running back you got to be careful with. What's his name? The good running back, but he was like questionable. I'm sure he'll play. See, in the NFL, they just shoot the foot, they shoot the knee. They all play. It's just a little bit of injury. Tampa Bay, 6.5, 49 over New England. Again, Brady revenge. Gronk's probably out, but he probably wants to play injured. And again, against Jones, the rookie quarterback. And San Diego is now 3 over Oakland. 51.5 is the over-under. And again, the Dogs, the last 5. Carr against Herbert. What's the wide receiver on San Diego is questionable, but I'm sure he'll play. God, I'm terrible with names right now. Shady Who, Titans in Detroit, the teaser looks good. Yeah, absolutely. I think Kansas City teams with backs against the wall today are Kansas City and Seattle. That's a good teaser because KC even at Philly, Dallas just exposed Philly. And then Seattle as a road dog is like 17-0. I mean, they're the best road dog in a series that they dominate. So KC and Philly don't play each year, but Seattle and Frisco play each other. And there's nothing I'm watching on either Frisco or Seattle that Frisco blows out Seattle here. In fact, I think Seattle wins with Russell Wilson after that poor performance against Minnesota where they had 17-7 and then they didn't score. There was a missed field goal in it, but still they didn't show up in the second half. That's probably the best teasers: Kansas City, Seattle, and Tennessee. Thank you for your expert. I hit my 3-team parlay yesterday: USC or ST today, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Greenway, Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger's done taking Packers on teaser. Good pick. Yeah, I like Packers. I like him at home. And Pittsburgh, they go and beat Buffalo. That's more of a week one, no training camp. And then week 2, they lose to Oakland. And then week 3, they get killed by Cincinnati, who is a good team, but not that good, 24-10. I just see Pitt will play because they've lost 2 in a row. But I think Green Bay, you're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers at home. I definitely like Green Bay to win there. Packers and Bucks teaser feels like free money. Yeah. And then add KC and Seattle to that and Tennessee. So there's good ones. The best over-under on the board, I think, is Cleveland, Minnesota. They're both over teams. They both have good quarterbacks, kind of defenses. So I look for that game. Let's look at the score. What do you think the final score will be? And I can see like 30-27. I can't tell you the winner, but I'll tell you that score. So let's look at the over-under. It's 51.5. All you got to do is 45.5. What's 45.5? 24-21. Well, you can't. That's 45. But let's say let's go 27-20, which is 47. Now, what is the likely we'll get a 27-20 in a Cleveland, Minnesota game? I mean, probably 99%, right? Because you're not going to stop Mayfield, even with his, Beckham, he's always injured. Landry's out. It doesn't matter. Again, you've got to understand in the NFL, these are all pros. So therefore, if they're all pros, your backups are pretty good. The only time you can't back up is you can't back up like Aaron Rodgers, or you can't back up like even Drew Brees. You could have brought in somebody. It's usually the stud quarterback. You have a hard time, like Lamar Jackson, although I do like the kid from Penn State, McSorley. A lot of the times it goes down, but that's probably the one player, like you saw with Dallas last year with Prescott going out. If he goes out, that's a hard one to replace. The linemen, they rotate the linemen in and out anyway. So there's 7-8 offensive linemen. There's 9 or 10 defensive linemen. So if one of those guys gets hurt, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal when 3 or 4 get hurt, but not 1 or 2. The secondary, they bring in somebody new. You free agent a guy out of Fresno State or out of BYU or Boise or LSU, Alabama, Ohio State. Those guys tend to get drafted, so you can go to a Fresno State or anything like that and pick up a safety or a receiver. Adams on Green Bay from Fresno State. So you got no problem picking up guys. There's plenty of guys who played college there. let's see. So that's what you're looking for. So who's got their back against the wall? Who you're looking for reason to bet. Reason to bet. KC pissed off and Philly let Andy Reid go, and I'm sure he hasn't forgot about that. That was like yesterday with Cincinnati and Notre Dame, and the Notre Dame coach quit on the Cincinnati when they were undefeated going into a bowl game, and it could have been national title, and the coach walks away to go start coaching at Notre Dame, even though that was, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. Cincinnati didn't forget, and they laid one on Notre Dame. And believe me, that was a big part of Cincinnati's win yesterday. I was shocked they were favored, but that's what you're looking for. Brady going back to New England. You don't think he's pissed at Belichick? He'll show it's all Brady, and I don't think Jones has, again, these new quarterbacks, just blitz them. If the Lions blitz Fields, he'll get another 50-yard game. If they don't, they just let him sit in the pocket, then these guys can beat him. Or if they let him run. Mac Jones isn't a runner. Who else? Wilson of the Jets, he's a pocket passer. I don't see him doing much. This Daniel Jones running for the Giants, I think, is hilarious. I mean, where is it that these quarterbacks, like, they go back, they see a hole. Instead of throwing the ball, which is what they're supposed to do, they run for 10 yards. What do you do when you get to the 20-yard line? And the defense doesn't have anywhere to go, so they're not going to give you that 10-yard run. Now you have to throw the ball, and they're just showing they can't. So definitely Monday night, Oakland over San Diego. Take Oakland and take the dog there. Just in a trend wise, San Diego is horrible as a home favorite for some reason, and a lot of these teams are horrible as a home favorite. I can't understand it. You'll find very few good home favorites in the NFL. Like in college, it's different, and then you'll find a lot of good road dogs, a lot of good home dogs, road favorites for some reason. There's a lot of, like, Tampa Bay is a great road favorite, not that good as a home favorite. So is Kansas City's a great road favorite. We got them as a road favorite today, laying 7 down to 1. All they got to do is win after 2 losses, and Philly got exposed. Now people say, well, Philly will be upset. They were embarrassed. Well, yeah, you can only do that if you're a real good team. And Jalen Hurts is not a real good quarterback, as we see. A lot of interceptions. So you're looking for strong defenses. Buffalo, Houston. Buffalo should kill them, but how do you lay 17.5, even 11.5 in a pro teaser? I know Mills stinks, and he stunk at Stanford, so I don't understand why Mills is in the league. If you stink in college, why would you be better in the pros? It just blows my mind. But again, that number is so high. If that number was 9 or 10, it'd be a lock. But this is where you make plays and don't make plays. 17.5 is too high. I'm not making a play on it. But down, at that, even if it was, it'd have to be like 9 and under. So I'm under 3 in the pros. Although Buffalo should win, but Buffalo probably have problems. How motivated can Buffalo get about playing Houston? If Tyrod Taylor was playing, then that would be different. But with Mills, Buffalo just laughs going, yeah, this will be easy. And they don't really put the effort. That's why you want teams with the back against the wall. Kansas City's going to give you this 100% effort. And when you got Mahomes and Hill and Eclair and Kelsey, and they're focused because they need to win the game because they lost 2 in a row. And I'll tell you, if Oakland wins, they're 4-0. If Denver wins, they're 4-0, although they'll both probably lose. But if San Diego beats Oakland, then they're 3-1. So KC's only won 1 game. They cannot go 1-3. It's if they go 1-3, they're not going to make the playoffs, which I doubt they'll make the playoffs this year anyway, because as I said, they went to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, and they're going to be flat this year. But this is where you play them especially after 2 losses. This is the time to play it. So Baltimore, Denver, watch again. The injuries to Baltimore, I don't know the way they had trouble with Detroit last week. I just think you're going to see that with Baltimore. I don't think they're going to be explosive, and then Chubb will be all over Jackson. So it'll be a pretty neutral game. But Denver lost their wide receivers, so this will be. Melvin Gordon is supposedly playing, so I look for that. And well, that's about it. New Orleans. I'm not a big Winston fan. I was at Florida State his rookie year, but after that, he kind of went downhill. The second year he was bad, and then in the pros, he's a lot of interceptions. He doesn't really know how to read defenses good, so I always struggle with betting on New Orleans with Winston. I would prefer the other guy. Any questions, comments, please? That's what this is about. Is if you have any questions, comments? If you're looking for a team, an over under, like I said, all I know is that Fields is starting, and it looks like Delvin Cook's playing for Minnie, and it looks like Indianapolis Wentz game time. So not sure. But I it's funny with Miami, I like Brissett better than Tagliabue. And I just think that he's a better quarter. He knows how to read the defense. See, the key to these rookies, they don't know how to read the defense, especially when they're blitzed. If you notice, all of them blitz. They don't know what they're doing. They can't read it. They try to run away from it for something like Fields against Cleveland. Instead of standing in the pocket, recognizing the blitz, or even that the rush was getting to him with 4, he's got to have an outlet, right? The running back, the tight end, somebody. You don't just run around and then get tackled for losses. You got sacked 6 times. You got to get rid of the ball. You got to recognize that you have a problem. Maybe your left tackle can't block their guy or whatever it is. You got to get rid of the ball. You can't, there's certain sacks that they're right on top of you. But for Fields last week against Cleveland, he was running, thinking he could run away like he was at Ohio State. But that's their problem. Anyway, so one lot going today, and then the back against the wall teaser, Kansas City, Seattle. It's a Seattle. Frisco's all Seattle, and KC has lost 2 in a row, and they should win the game, and all you got to do is win by 1. So it's a good spread. Tampa, Oakland, Green Bay, the Rams, Arizona, interesting one. LA owns Arizona. Kyler Murray apparently doesn't run around as with Aaron Donald. He probably can't. So that's a neutralize there. It's probably an over. The over under is 54.5. Probably an over. Now I did warn in the Alabama Mississippi game, and it's exactly what happened. Alabama says we're not going to give you the ball 55 times, and they ran the ball and ran the clock. And they still put up 40. It was 42-21, but the over-under was 79. And that's what I'm saying. In a game where there's running, you got good running like Alabama. You can't play it like it's going to be 60-40. Alabama's going to run, take time off the clock, and that's what happens. So that's what ruins overs when you think, oh, this is an obvious over. Can they run the ball? Because if there's a team that can run the ball, they will to keep the other team without getting the ball. And so Alabama won easy, and the score didn't get close to the 70s. I mean, there was a late touchdown by Ole Miss, but that was it. I don't know. So college. I'll do a thing when I do my college, probably Monday. There was about 15 new quarterbacks, and that's what screws up the bettors is you don't know the new quarterback. First of all, you don't know he's playing. Second of all, you don't know anything about him. There's no detail on it. So I don't know. There was a few bad teams. Even Connecticut, I think, switched quarterbacks, and the quarterback wasn't too bad, and he got yards and points. So where you think a team's terrible, they go to the second team quarterback, and you wonder, why didn't you play the quarterback in the first place? So they switch quarterbacks, and the quarterback comes in, and we're blindsided with these smaller schools that bring in a new quarterback. He's very good, and then you end up losing because you think, oh, they're not going to score. They don't have an offense, and then they score. And you look at the box score and you go, who the hell is this guy? And then so here comes a new quarterback. So I'll go through that Monday in the college look. There was a lot of teams that switch quarterbacks. Now they can do it once, they can't do it twice. So that's why there's a website, I think it's rivals.com, where you get all the injuries. If a key player has been injured, it's hard. Like in the pros, we know all the injuries. In college, that gets you. You don't know. Texas, San Antonio, did they have an injury? UNLV, they're starting a new quarterback. So a lot of it is you can see the injuries from there, and then maybe prevent you from playing a smaller school. The bigger schools are fine, Alabama and Clemson, and you know what that is. Although I could see Clemson switching quarterbacks. Their quarterback sucks, and they got the great defense. So Georgia looks incredible. What a defense. So I had Georgia under, I had Clemson under, and then I have Michigan, Wisconsin under. And at the end of the game, Michigan's throwing, and then Wisconsin brings in a new guy, and they're throwing, and it screwed up my under. But it was a good under bet anyway. But Michigan didn't play like that the first 4 weeks. So where did that come from? That all of a sudden they're throwing the ball all over the place. Just weird coaching, which is why Harbaugh never really wins. He doesn't really know what he's doing, unfortunately. And I'm a little bit pissed that the way, like, why are you hiding your passing offense? You look like a running team into a running defense. Anyway, let me know if you have any other pro questions. Really, that's what I'm here. And the game start in 45 minutes. So that's about it. Really nothing. If they say Lamar Jackson's out, then bet Denver. But as far as I know, he'll take his shot and play. Look for Seattle to play strong today. The Rams again. They should win it. They've won the last 8. They're -4, so you get the Rams in 2. Overs a possible play 54.5. Go over 48 in the game. Kansas City, New York, and New Orleans. It's such an ugly game. It's probably an under. New Orleans got a great defense. The Giants, I don't know who they are. Daniel Jones running and throwing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Dallas, Carolina. I'm curious to see the real Carolina. We'll see the real Carolina defense today. Dallas lit up Philly, and the way I love their offensive coordinator from Boise, Kellen Moore. The way Dallas is playing, I can see them beating Carolina. They're not the greatest home favorite, keep in mind, and Carolina's a good road dog. With McCaffrey out, I don't love Darnold. Maybe he's a little better. Now, again, Carolina's got the offensive coordinator who was Joe Burrow's offensive coordinator when LSU lit it up. So Carolina's offense is probably changing, so keep an eye on that about week 7, 8. But we'll see how good Carolina's if Carolina keeps them under 20, then okay, I'm betting them under the rest of the year. But I don't think that'll happen. Again, Miami, Cleveland, mini over, Tennessee, the Lions, and Atlanta, Washington. Who the hell knows? Heineke against Ryan. Atlanta should be a live dog in this game. I can't imagine. Washington's defense is getting bad. Over under 47 should go over 41. But again, Atlanta plays the Giants to a 20-17 game. What the hell is that? I don't know what Atlanta. I don't know. They got to get the pits going, and Ridley, and then running. And so they got Ryan and not much else. No defense. So, again, these two teams are mysteries. This is just watch and take notes. But I would think over 41 would be a play there, but I don't know. All right, everybody. There's your picks. Let me know if you have any comments. I don't see any anymore. All right. I'll stay on another minute or two in case somebody new joins. But that's what this is today. It's just to go over the odds, different looks on the plays. And I did it yesterday in college. So let me know. I'll give it another couple minutes. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I discovered this. You can go live. I used to just do the video. So now I can interact, and I think that's good. So that way you can ask me direct questions as opposed to an email or something. Anyway, yeah, if you find out Wentz isn't playing, you'll then I would really jump on Miami. With Brissett, they're a much better team. Look at it against Oakland, they put up 28 points. Tagliavua wouldn't have got 10 with his little 5-yard passes. And now, if anybody thinks his brother's any good, you can show him the Iowa game and say, "Nah, here's the Iowa game. Do 5 interceptions. He's not that good." All right, everybody. I see one guy, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you're any more questions, I'm gonna go have breakfast and get ready for the game. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Good luck. And I'll probably do my college on Monday. I'll be busy with college stats today and reanalyzing all my college teams just to see who got a little bit better and who got a little bit worse. Okay. Thanks very much. Good luck today. www.teaserking.com. Take care.